Hi Gemini. I'm going to be doing a self-love tarot spread. This is a general reading, so it might not resonate, but I plan on doing them weekly, so if you want to come back, maybe you'll catch the next one. These are self-love readings. They are designed for the person who's watching to show us ways where we might not be giving ourselves as much love as we can. If another person comes into your reading, I'll read for that, but this isn't really what that's about, and so it might not be good for cross-watchers. If you'd like a free self-love reading, my email address is in the box below. So let's get started. I'm going to be doing a 6-card self-love spread, and at the end, I will give you a message from Spirit. I shuffled these before I started, so that's probably about enough of that. For the spread, I will be using the Sun and Moon Tarot cards. I don't know if you've seen them yet, but they're beautiful. I'll show you as we go. And then to clarify, I'm going to be using the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards. These are also gorgeous, and I'll show you as we go. So for the first card out, we're going to use, or it's going to be how you're feeling about yourself currently. And just one more time. Why not? First card out is how you feel about yourself. The second card will be where you might not be showing, where you need to be, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's what you need to be prioritizing. Maybe there's things that you're putting off on the back burner, and this is just going to show you that. I should just start over. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so let's go. The third card is going to be areas where you might not feel like you're giving your all. Maybe you don't feel like you're giving 100%. Okay. The fourth card is going to be ways you can show yourself more authenticity, or to be more authentic with yourself. A huge part of self-love is accepting ourselves for who we are. And we can't do that if we're hiding aspects of ourselves. So this is areas where you can work on showing yourself more authenticity. Then there's going to be something to let go of, pretty typical, and something you need to acknowledge. And then my last card will be message from Spirit, okay? All right, let's get started. I think I've said that like 3 times, but don't listen to me, or listen to me. Okay. Gemini, really? I don't even think you need this spread. Oh my gosh. Okay, so for your position, how you're feeling about yourself, we have the 9 of Cups. Look at her. She's just a skip, hopping, jumping away because she's happy. The title of this card is Happiness. That's so cute. Water energy. She's in her little skivvies. She's just having a good time. I don't know what much else to say about it. You seem to be dancing over your emotions. The 9 of Cups is almost like a wish fulfillment, right? It's emotional stability and happiness. So maybe right now you are happy, but if not, you could be coming into a state of happiness or to move forward towards happiness. Let's see. What needs you're not prioritizing right now? So what do you need to focus on for yourself? Oh, no. Well, that's not true. We just talked about how happy you are. We got the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot deck talks about hard work, but for this, it's failure. I don't feel like you're a failure, Gemini. So maybe one of the things that you need to prioritize is not seeing yourself that way, or understanding that failure isn't negative. We have a way of using words that kind of changes what they mean to us, right? So to fail doesn't mean... To fail means that you didn't succeed at something, which is fine. I don't succeed at lots of things. It's very sad and humbling. But, I mean, look at it this way, right? If you spend a lot of time doing something that you're not actually that good at, you're not getting very far. You could take that time and all that energy and focus on something you're good at and get even farther faster. Failure regret and rejection are just words. We don't need to live in them, right? They're not places. So maybe something you need to prioritize is a failure that has happened, a failure you're afraid of, or just your understanding of failure. It's okay to fail. I think that the only way to truly lose is to give up. And saying something isn't for me isn't giving up on it. That's just changing where your energy is going. But giving up on yourself, I feel like, is probably the biggest fail that we could make. This whole thing is about self-love. So giving up on yourself is like the antithesis of that. Don't do that. Okay? I don't really feel like we have a problem because right now you're so happy. Look at you skipping and jumping, Gemini. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then areas where you might not feel like you're giving 100%, or where you feel like you could give more, right? Well, the Queen of Pentacles. So in the traditional tarot, the Queen of Pentacles is surrounded by nature and growth and foliage. But here she's kind of in this desert, and all she has with her is this ram and her pentacle. She's sitting in the shade, a little bit of the sand dune. She's kind of contemplative, but not aggressive. And the ram doesn't seem to mind her either. Traditionally, I think of her as the nurturing queen. So maybe the area that you need to work on, or whatever resonates with you, is nourishment. Nurturing yourself, maybe nurturing your pets, maybe nurturing the environment around you to encourage growth. We all sometimes lack nourishment or nurturing. So maybe one place that you need to focus, or something you could prioritize, is making sure that you feel nurtured. You feel happy right now, you're in a good place, but then it seems to have this idea that failure has cropped up. So maybe it is your understanding of failure and what that really means, and what you have to focus on, or what you should be focusing on, is allowing yourself to nurture yourself and your understanding of failure. Because when we remove the old, it makes way for the new. Nurturing Mother Nature. She also kills things to get ready for new things. It's just a connection I was trying to make. It's okay. All right. And then for our fourth card, ways you can allow yourself to be more authentic. Temperance. Card of balance. Duality. Allowing yourself to be multifaceted. You can be more than one thing. I think this is a great card for Gemini. It's probably got Gemini energy in it, because Gemini is all about duality. Pisces too. Pisces is more spiritual, but Gemini is really about embracing aspects of all of ourselves, right? Emphasis of the two faces, air energy, movement, balance. I just watched this amazing documentary on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's about Earth with Will Smith. I think they call it This Strange Rock. But it really is all about how air shapes our environment, our whole world, and how we would literally die without it. And that's what's represented here. This movement, this air. And then, of course, we have the Temperance, where his foot, I don't think that there's a gender, but this person's foot is in the water. So it's not just embracing, what's outside of ourselves, but also our emotions and our intuition. So really, if you're feeling happy right now, but a failure is coming or a failure has passed, allowing yourself to nurture your self-love and say, this might just not have been for me, is part of that duality. It's part of that balance. It's accepting that not everything is for you. Not everyone is for you. You're not going to accept everyone or everything that comes, and that's fine. Something you need to let go of. The Empress. Why would you need to let go of the Empress? She came out in the reverse, but I don't really read those. So, can you see? This is Mother Earth. This is Gaia. Look at her sitting on her moon, showcasing cycles. She's got the orb here. I don't think it's a dollar sign. It's probably like a snake. And some bunnies. And she's pregnant. So maybe... Because when I think of the Empress, of course I think Mother Nature, I think nurturing, just like the Queen of Pentacles. I see also self-love. Like, I think very strongly about the Empress. I think about self-love because she's supposed to be the feminine energy in the tarot deck. So maybe something you need to let go of is, I don't know. I can't imagine what you would need to let go of with this Queen card. So we're going to come back to this as we clarify. And something you need to acknowledge, oh, here we go, is this Magician. He's sitting here on the beach, and he's using his drum. And the drum is supposed to represent the rhythm of the earth, the rhythm of the universe. And here we see he's using his magic to change the stars. And up in here we have every representation. We have the cup, and that is supposed to be water. We have the duality, we have the infinity, we have the snake, and we have all the signs. Everything here is represented. We have the fire and the water. I think I said that. But the idea about the Magician is power. The Magician has everything that he needs to make the changes that he needs to make. I'm just trying to think back to that Empress. Usually when she comes up in the reverse, it's not necessarily that you're nurturing things outside of you. It's more that you're not nurturing things inside of you. So maybe in that one particular instance, I could see how the reversal might be correct. Because this Magician, embracing your power, would definitely help you feel more of that self-love. It's so important. We should like ourselves. We're our own home, right? If you don't like your home, you're going to be miserable. And then for our spirit message, death and rebirth. Look at that. Wow. Our phoenix is turned into a beautiful woman. Or is she turning into the phoenix? Not really sure, but she is rising from the fire. I really want to clarify. I felt like we were going so well until the last couple of cards. So let's look into that. So maybe Spirit is telling you that with this transition from happiness to failure, or changing the way that we feel about failure, we can gain better balance and really embrace that aspect of self-love, which would be the Empress in the reverse. And to do that, something we might have to acknowledge is our own power. I think that we feel a lot of the time that we can only do what we have shown ourselves capable of. But that's not true, because think about situations where you had to do something that you'd never done before. I went on study abroad to China. Oh my God. I didn't at the time speak any Mandarin. And I just panicked. I was having anxiety attacks like 3 months before I left for the trip, because I knew I was going to go, and I was just so nervous about all the bad things that could happen because I had never done it yet, and what if everything goes wrong? And nothing went wrong. In fact, it was mostly the time of my life. It was I met the most amazing people, and I learned so many things, and 我会说普通话，但是一点点. So we come into these situations thinking that we can't do something because we don't have experience with doing it yet. But those are just feelings. They're not always true. And by embracing this idea that we have magic in us, that we can do things if we just rely on our own power, we give ourselves the ability not only to try new things, but to believe in ourselves, in our ability to do those things. Do you know the word for that is? When you believe, or your feelings about your ability to do something is called efficacy. E-F-F-I-C-A-C-Y, I think. Yeah. It's the most fun word. I love it. But so maybe this spread is about embracing your self-efficacy, allowing something to die out. Maybe this belief of what failure is, and turning that around to be your best self, your most gorgeous, rising with the phoenix self. Not Ozai, though, because he was a bad phoenix. No? Okay, never mind. So we are going to go ahead and clarify. I'm going to use my Shamanic healing oracle cards. They're gorgeous. I'll show you them. I don't like to shuffle them because they're brand new and I don't want to bend them. So I'll just do that. Okay, so for your Nine of Cups, how you feel about yourself, we got all this happiness, which is so strange because the overall energy I'm feeling is not really happy. So maybe happiness is coming, you know? Maybe happiness is something that the universe is bringing about to you, or will through this transformation. Okay, so for happiness, we came up with psychic developments, and there is the sun. I feel like the sun has such good energy because to me it always represents the new day. And we have all heard the story about the ugly duckling, right, who turned into the beautiful swan. So maybe there is a part of you that needs more nurturing to develop these psychic gifts, or maybe your psychic developments or your abilities is going to help you with this transition. I firmly believe in premonitions. I believe that people can predict the future. I believe that these tarot readings genuinely feel the vibration of the universe. And so if you have psychic abilities, I believe that too. You get it. My niece always says, oh, this thing's gonna happen, and then it does. Or like, I need something or I'm gonna say something, and she knows. How does she know? Maybe she knows me. Oh, here we go. Happiness is coming in divine timing. I hate these cards. I hate these cards. No one wants to hear that things will just happen when they happen. But if we were sitting and we were waiting for something, if we were waiting from this transition from feeling like a failure to feeling happy, it would require a lot of self-nurturing. Giving ourselves that love, you know? Let's see. We said that what needs that you're not prioritizing, or what you need to focus on, is this idea of failure, right? So how you perceive it, or whether or not you went through one, or maybe something you're afraid of failure. And that's fair. Everybody's afraid of failure. Nobody wants to try something and not succeed. But we're all multifaceted. I don't know if we've had this conversation yet, but we all have so many surfaces, so many faces, so many aspects to ourselves. It's okay to fail. Yeah, we did have this conversation, Gemini. Oh my gosh. It's okay to fail because that thing just might not be for you. And there's so many things. That's why I always try new foods. Something might be for me. If it's for me, I want it. If it's not, at least I tried it and I know. Like bitter melon, have you ever? Well, seriously though, but like the name should have warned me. But I ate crickets once, so I'll try anything. Teaching. So one of the important aspects of failure, I think, or this idea that we can fail, is that failure teaches us a lot about ourselves. There's so much to learn from failure. And if something that you want to try, you fail at the first time, maybe that first failure will teach you what it is you need to succeed the second time. Maybe you're trying skateboarding and you realize that your wheels aren't loose enough. And so, you try the first time and you fall because, well, your wheels aren't moving. And then you just go back and you loosen up your trucks a little bit. Yeah. And then you try and your board just goes smoothly. Failure can teach us a ton of things. Failure is not bad. It's just a word. It's not a place. We don't live there. I don't know anything about skateboarding. I don't know why that was the analogy I used. Sorry. Past, present, and future. Okay. I feel very strongly like with this, that we are actually moving. I do. I didn't have the happiest energy in the beginning, but I do feel like things are moving. Our perceptions of what failure is or how it affects us can really stem, this card says past, present, and future. It can really stem from our past, like trauma, everything, we all know, and then affect us in the present and in the future. But if we can change our perception, if we can learn from our failures, we can move forward so much more easily and with so much more self-love by understanding, oh, it's okay to fail. Everybody fails, not that big of a deal. You're not going to kill yourself or beat yourself up every single time you do. I think that's important. Self-love is often about the habits that we have, the way that we treat ourselves. What do we do for ourselves every single day? If you come up against obstacles and you beat yourself down, that's not really self-love. And so those habits are the things we have to change in order to love ourselves more, or to show ourselves more love. I know it sounds weird, but like, think about your best friend. If your best friend screwed up or failed at something, you wouldn't be like, Erica, I knew you were a failure the whole time. No, you'd be like, Erica, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. You're so great. Oh my gosh. Like, just try something else. I mean, if you would be that nice to other people, you should definitely be that nice to yourself. That's self-love. Showing yourself love. Sorry. Okay. So ways you can, areas where you might not feel like you're giving yourself what you need. And we said it was that nurturing feeling, okay? So if you're feeling like a failure, it's probably just like, oh, you're such a failure, you did a bad job. But what you really need to be saying is, you tried something and it didn't work out, you didn't like it wasn't good for you, that's okay. We can try something else. Do you want a piece of cake? Or nice coffee? I always reward myself with a nice coffee. I might do one thing and I'll just be like, oh, time to go to Starbucks. Not healthy all the time, right? But like, little rewards are good for you. Oh, Gemini, Gem. This is healing energy. I don't know if you can see the little hand inside of the red. But let me tell you something about nurturing. If you've never been nurtured, you might not know this. But it feels amazing. It really does. And if you can get that nurturing from other people, like a good hug when you're feeling sad. And I know it's stupid, but I still like when people kiss my boo-boos. Like, I heard it. It's not about the boo-boo. It's about feeling loved. Your love makes my hand feel less bad. If you haven't, or if you've only gotten that from outside of yourself, wait till you try it. Just wait. It feels so freeing to nurture yourself, to show yourself self-love. That is healing energy. Oh, but it might be being blocked by this angry little hornet. It says anger. Geminis aren't angry most of the time, right? I don't know. But here is this anger. This hornet might be just buzzing around in the back of your head saying, oh, but you failed, but you failed, and that makes you angry. Show yourself that healing energy. Show yourself some love. It's okay to nurture yourself. It's really good for you. Ways that you can show yourself or allow yourself to be more authentic. And we said it was gaining that balance, that temperance, accepting duality, that with success has to come failure. It has to. No one can succeed all the time. I think even Beyonce probably has bad days. Sorry, don't tell the don't tell the beehive. I'm just saying that she probably doesn't wake up every single day. She looks perfect every day, but like, she probably doesn't feel perfect. Everyone has bad days. So by allowing yourself to feel this duality, by nurturing yourself, by telling yourself it's okay and getting some cakes sometimes, you will be able to show yourself more love and eventually make that transition, right? Oh, did I pull this? I think I did. This is abundance. We have all these coins just falling from heaven. I don't necessarily think that this is talking about material abundance. I feel like this is talking about internal abundance. Showing yourself that nurturing and that care might just allow you to expand beyond any idea of what you could have been before. We all make changes. I'm sure there's parts of your past where you look back and you think, oh my God, who was that person? I've changed so much. This can do that for you. Not that I'm always right or anything. I just, I'm just reading the energy as it comes. Oh, that was a lot of energy. I guess this was on top. Retreat. Abundance and retreat. Maybe this nurturing, or maybe this temperance, maybe this balance that you're seeking won't actually come from outside of yourself, because lasting change never really does. Maybe this is something that you have to go within to find. Embrace that hermit energy. This little bird has made himself a den, and he's protecting himself from the storms and the snow. He's retreated. I don't really think, if they come out, they come out. That's fine. It doesn't matter. And then for the Empress, like we said, okay, so I am going to put this card in reverse, just because I feel like with the overall message, I don't like reverses, that it's not so much the love that you're giving out to others. It's not. It's really the love that you're bringing in to yourself. So let's see how, because this is something you have to let go of. This idea that you maybe can't nurture yourself. So let's see the clarifiers. It did come out again. This is the one that I just put back. Guess what this is? Duality. I don't know if you can read it. But here are these birds. The light and the dark. The good and the bad. Take it all. Embrace all the aspects of it. Give love. Receive love. Give love to yourself. Duality. Multifacetedness. I love it. I'm so excited. Oh my God. Let's see. Death. If you're watching this tarot video, you've probably seen other tarot videos. And so I won't go into the whole thing about how death always accompanies a rebirth and how death is not the end. It's just the beginning of a different cycle. I kind of did. And then I'll say this too. I do not believe that we are our bodies. If you cut off my arm, my other arm, both my legs, and whatever other things I don't absolutely need, I would still be myself. I'd probably be a lot more morose, maybe. But I'd probably still be myself, because we are not our bodies. Our bodies are not us. We are what exists in here. And even if the physical fades, whoever that voice is inside my head, it's going to go on. So death is not always the end. If you have to put an end to not nurturing yourself, imagine all the possible outcomes that will come from nurturing yourself. Maybe this attitude that I can't love myself, or I can't give myself, or I can't nurture myself, or take care of myself, that has to come to an end. That has to die. That part of yourself needs to go. Because you're the magician and you have all this energy and all this magic powers and you can do anything and you can make all these changes, whatever you want. Look at that little monkey. He believes in you. He believes in you. I believe in you too, Gemini. We can all change. It's all good. Whatever is coming is for your highest good. You don't have to fear. Look at these circles. Like I was just saying, like a fractal almost. The universe just expands and expands and expands. Nothing ends. Everything just rebirths and starts a new cycle. It's all good. Home. I don't know what this symbol down here is. I can look that up after. There's the sun, which is always a good sign to me. And this idea of your home. A home, to me, I would think, when I do think of home, I think of safety, security, nurturing energy. I knew you'd get it. Yeah. There needs to be a nurturing element in a home, because it doesn't say a house, it doesn't say a hotel, because the difference between a house and a home is not nurturing. Love, it's love. So the more you allow love into your home, from yourself into yourself, the more things will change. I feel like with this death, there is the rebirth, right? I can't think of anything that's more home than your own body. I know that I just said that, like, we aren't our bodies, but this is literally where we reside. We dwelleth in our temple. Somebody told me once that their temple was more like an amusement park. Hey, to each their own, right? I'm not here to judge. I'm not. I'm just here to help you love yourself more, Gemini. Oh, death and rebirth. Hello. Sexy energy. Look at that stallion. Look at him. He's off and running. Maybe. Oh, it's gotten so long. Maybe if we can let go of all of this negative energy, maybe if we can learn to nurture ourselves more and we feel love inside, we might feel love in other places too. I'll just say it. You never know. Things that'll open you up. Self-love, self-acceptance. Unlimited possibilities. You guys, I literally can't make this up. I literally cannot make this up. Unlimited possibilities. Opening yourself up to yourself, to be nurtured from yourself, from your center, will bring unlimited possibilities. Self-love is never not the answer. So overall from this, I feel like, and I hope this isn't the way that it goes, but I feel like you are moving from a period of happiness into a period of feeling failure. And what Spirit is advising you here is the way to maintain balance and that self-love is to nurture yourself, to tell yourself it's okay to fail sometimes as long as I don't give up on myself. Okay, Gemini? This was really good. And I hope you're good. Have a good week.